Wasn't even close to ready, but thanks, man.
No, because like we can talk and I can just edit this out. You see?
Yeah, we only got so much time.
So we were talking about my mustache and how I don't have mustache here, and that it's reverse Hitler because that guy's bad, and I just want to separate myself from that guy.
Kind of a contentious time to be talking about Hitler, Jack. With what's going on in the States, in the socioeconomic climate of our geopolitics.
Let's not get into politics on this podcast, Nolan.
You started it.
Beliefs. No, it's about my mustache, man. It's about my mustache.
And then you brought up Hitler somehow. Oh yeah, it's very uneven, eh?
Oh yeah, dude. I butchered this trim job. It looks terrible.
You should be going to a barber for that.
No. What, to like make 2 snips?
Yeah, and at least it'd look good. Yeah. Burn.
Hey, guess what today is?
It's the Super Bowl Sunday?
Yeah, but also, more importantly, February 9th. Is
there an anniversary or something?
Yeah.
Of?
Me.
And?
Cancer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 18 years, man.
Well, great number.
Yeah. Nice. I know, right?
Yeah. That's a fucking long time, dude.
18 years ago, I had my transplant.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you send that girl a text like on this day? Being like, hey, thanks for the bone marrow.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. My donor. Yeah. Nice. Saved my life.
It's very nice of you, dude. And very nice of her.
Yeah. You want to get into it?
Into the cancer?
No. Like, do the intro for the pod?
I guess. Or are we done bullshitting around?
No, because we'll continue bullshitting, but then we've at least done the intro.
Oh, fine. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the 19th episode of Don't Stop Beleafing, where we talk all about the Leafs all the time to anyone who will listen. I'm your host, Nolan Drinkwalter, and this is your co-host, King of Beating Cancer, King of Being Cold all the time, too, Jack Prince. Jack, what's going on, buddy?
It's good, man. It's cold in my parents' house, so that's why I have all these layers on, as you can see. But now that we're on YouTube, you can actually see. So How exciting is that? Look at Nolan. He looks great. The lighting right now is unbelievable. He bought proper lights. He bought lights just for this, apparently. Put on a tight shirt. Everything looks great.
I have those ring lights just surrounding me right now.
Yeah.
So I'd be perfectly lighted.
Is it true that you hired makeup artists as well before this podcast to make you?
I don't want to go into our budget of this podcast, but holy is it getting steep.
Yeah, you look great, dude. You look great.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to the makeup guy.
Yeah. Does he, can he work in 2 places at once?
It costs extra, but yeah, of course.
Usually you have to pay double for that kind of action copy.
Yeah.
Nice. How was your week, dude?
It was good. It feels like we just talked the other day. I don't even know what happened in between then and then. Time. Really? It was like not less than a week ago.
Dude, I got so much stuff to tell you.
Do you?
Yeah, dude. Terry Fox commercial came out.
Oh yeah, I saw your Terry Fox commercial on Hockey Night in Canada against Vancouver and the Leafs, man.
I was on Hockey Night in Canada. Dad and I were on Hockey Night in Canada. It was crazy. It's so surreal to see still that it's like, oh my gosh, that's Dad and I.
Did you guys get a bunch of texts about it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, holy snap, we saw you guys on Hockey Night in Canada.
Yeah, basically. And I'm like, cool. Yeah, I can't believe this is happening.
I know, that was free. I loved that. Was an awesome commercial. Seeing Dave in there too.
Yeah.
Looking so serious.
Glad. Yeah. Well, they're like, this is a serious commercial, no smiling.
I get that. Yeah. I get that.
Yeah. So
just one person running through waving and smiling.
Yeah, and Dad was directed to do that route. So he's supposed to cut around Terry and then go to the middle and then head towards the camera.
So is there a stand-in for Terry Fox there? And then they just like CGI Terry Fox over top?
Yeah, so actor plays Terry Fox. Looks actually quite a bit like him. They put a wig on him and stuff, but like from behind looks just like him. Guy lost the same leg as Terry, so he does a lot of Terry acting stuff.
What the frig?
And yeah,
imagine having that gig.
Yeah, I know. And so he does a lot of acting for Terry Fox. Really nice guy. He was doing the run, and then we were supposed to run by him, and the symbolism was like, Terry couldn't finish his journey, but we're continuing it, and we're gonna finish it for him. So I was like, that's such a really good premise. Whoever thought of that. but if they do this commercial properly, it will be really, really good. And they did a great job on it. And they just had sensors on his face. And so when the camera came around him for that like shot, like it was funny when he stopped, there was a camera going really close to his face right around, so he couldn't like move too much, and then he had sensors on his face, and then they just CGI'd that part only.
Damn. So Terry Fox, he started in the West Coast, right?
East
Coast, and he died in Ontario.
Thunder Bay stopped.
In
Ontario. Yeah.
Did anybody actually finish that run for him?
No.
To BC? No.
I think a guy biked it. I don't know. Maybe, but
running would be fucking hard, man.
Yeah, he ran like over 40 kilometers a day. Like that's like a marathon a day.
With one leg.
And like he was blistering up where his leg met his actual skin.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
Oh, and he had cancer on top of that.
And toughness. Yeah, resiliency, brutal. I don't know how he did it. And his mindset was so cool.
Yeah, that's one way to be remembered for sure.
It was the opposite of a victim mindset. It was like, why not me? Maybe I'm going through this so that my sister or my family members don't have to. Maybe I was chosen because I'm strong enough to deal with this, and really took on that mindset, which was kind of inspiration when I was going through it, to have kind of that mindset as well.
I know this word gets thrown around a lot, but like a hero mindset for sure.
Hero mindset, 100%. And he was my hero. And just reading his quotes when I got sick, that was the mindset I tried to take on. There was even times when I was really down and out that I was like, I could see his perspective of seeing all kids go through this and be like, nobody else should go through this pain. I got to do something about it, but I actually did something about it. Because like, when you have mouth sores or something like that, and you can't even swallow your own saliva without throwing up or whatever, and hardly breathe because your throat and esophagus are that swollen. It's just the worst pain ever. And so him going through something like that, when you'd be like, nobody else needs to go through this. If we can do something to make sure nobody else goes through this, let's do it. Yeah. So he actually did something. And when they mentioned an interesting quote, when they were doing the prelim leading up to the commercial, they did that presentation, and there was this knee stocking. And then it was kind of funny. They talked about leukemia. There's like a 3% chance of living if you got leukemia, 3%. When he got it? Yeah, okay. When he ran. And now it's at like 90%. So it just shows how far we've came. And then you look at even lung cancer. Before it was a death sentence, and now they have this immunotherapy pill and stuff like that. It was funny, they talked about the 2 cancers that are in my family. And I was like, are they talking to us?
I feel targeted.
Yeah. So it's amazing though, everything they've done, and for them to say finish it is quite a statement. To think that we're getting that close, that they're confident enough to say, okay, let's start closing the book on some of these and say finish it. That's really cool with all the technology they have and AI and stuff. So
why is this commercial coming out now? Isn't the Terry Fox run in September?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised about that. I know they wanted to release it for World Cancer Day. So they released it for World Cancer Day on Wednesday. And I thought it was just going to be the premiere, and then they were just going to run it later. But I think maybe because they released it now, they want to really push it because all the buzz right now is that. So maybe they're gonna run it for a little bit now, and then they're gonna rerun it later. I have no clue what their plan is, but pretty cool to see it on. We made the advertisement too.
On where?
So like the advertisement poster.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Actually, I saw that on TSN.
Yeah,
it showed up on the app.
I'm right beside him. Right beside him on the advertisement poster, which is
Dave's on the other side.
Yeah, which is the coolest thing, to be in an advertisement poster with your hero, both of our hero Terry. Yeah, and we're on both sides of them. It's so cool. Evan mentioned a cool thing. He's like, get that blown up into a poster and put it on your wall. I'm like, that's a good idea.
Bedroom wall?
Yeah, maybe bedroom, or like just at my place, but Dal have it in his garage.
Oh yeah, you will. That's awesome.
Yeah, so pretty cool stuff over here. It feels like a lot has happened in the last week because of that.
Yeah, man, it was huge.
Yeah. How was your week?
Oh, I don't even know. It doesn't even compare, man. I don't even want to talk about
it. I moved
I
some
moved again.
stuff.
Nothing that cool. Let's just get into hockey.
Enough about me.
Yeah. Enough about my moving.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I swear I'm fine.
Nice.
But no, boring week. Nothing to really talk about, so I can't.
Right.
I definitely can't be that.
Okay, fair enough.
So let's go to the big story of the week for the Leafs, which is way more important than me. Stollie the goalie, Anthony Stolarz, comes back from injury after 8 weeks, when he was supposed to only be 6 weeks. Whatever, I don't care. Wall was playing good enough to cover that. Maybe that's why they kept him out longer. Who knows?
Yeah.
But his first game back against Seattle, he stops 26 to 27 shots, has a .962 save percentage, no rust on this kid.
No.
And he has one of the, like, a game-saving stop, which, like, stretching the legs out, where you'd think he might be a little hesitant on something like that, and he's able to make that stop. And I don't know, it's just great to see him come back in that game and have no rust and look amazing. Like, it's crazy.
He looked so good in that net, and the confidence that I had watching that game, I said, we're going to win this game. It was like those games at the start of the year when they were only letting in 1 or 2 goals, and you knew that was all that was being scored that game, and you didn't have to worry. I wasn't worried at all. I had this weird confidence that nobody was scoring on him, and that was pretty cool to feel that. Even more, I think I felt that more so with him than Wall in that, and I feel that with Wall's in that, but this was like very strong.
Oh, yeah.
So Stollie and Wollie are back. What a combo if they're both playing good. Realistically, he didn't let in much last night. Walt didn't. It was just lack of offensive production. Like, he did what he had to do to give them the win, and they just didn't do it. So they were saying on the broadcast that because Wall was playing good, Stolarz could take his time coming back, and he did take more time because he was maybe going to start on Tuesday.
Well, he was skating 2 weeks ago now, I think.
Yeah.
When he was supposed to come back.
Yeah, so he took extra time, and they said this guy's so particular about an awareness of how he is in net, and he didn't want to come back till he was 100%. That he could trust pushing off and really play naturally.
Yeah.
And they were saying for a while he was struggling with his angles. So when he was coming out, just being off his angles a little bit, and usually he's dialed on that stuff.
Yeah.
So he wanted to take a little bit more time until that was 100%, and he felt really good with when he comes out. Is he on his angles and stuff like that? So he took his time, and it was worth it because that guy looked unbelievable. Not one shed of rust.
No. Not even a little bit. And actually, he takes the lead again of the save percentage overall in the league.
Yeah.
With like a .929.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. I know he has a lot less games than Hellebuck, but that's still really good.
Yeah. And then you gotta love when he made the glove save on Montour, which was awesome.
And stares back at him.
And then winks at him.
Yeah.
And then Montour starts laughing.
Like, I don't know how you don't.
Because they were, good teammates in the championship.
Well, that was shades of when he robbed Tarasenko earlier in the year. Same glove save kind of deal.
Yeah.
Stares right back at him, give him the wink.
Yeah. Past teammate. And it seems like his old teammates really like him too, right?
Oh, yeah. Like even the new teammates seem to like him.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, that kind of attributes to the person he is. If he can do that in a game and they just laugh at it or whatever, like, oh, what a good guy.
But that's his, I think, third or fourth knee surgery he's had in his career.
Yeah. This one, they said, was very minor, though. This was
pulling a piece of bone out of somewhere.
Yeah.
Out of his knee.
But apparently it was minor.
Yeah,
that's
of course.
What they said.
All minor surgeries, of course.
All minor.
It's always with the Leafs. Oh, he's day-to-day, don't worry, he'll be fine. But yeah, so I was happy to see him like he's not rushed back. He looks amazing in net. A big win, 3-1 win against Seattle. Even that game, the Leafs didn't have much offense, and he was able to shut the door for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see that. Vancouver, like you said, Wall played, I think, unreal. Either one of those goals were not good. Like the Besser one, he was screened so bad in the power play.
Yeah.
The first one, I forget it was that non-memorable.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just sucks. The Leafs couldn't help him out in that game at all. Like no offense. The second game against Vancouver, I have it here. They're 0 for 2 against Vancouver. Both times they looked terrible. There's zero offense. Is Vancouver just that good at defense this year?
I don't know. They seem to limit our chances to like nothing, and I don't know. They just have a hard time with Vancouver, it seems.
And like the zone entries the Leafs had, I hated them. Like not even power play zone entries, regular zone entries coming down like a 3-on-2 or 3-on-3, trying to break in the zone. They were doing the same thing what they would do on the power play.
Yeah, and Quinn Hughes wasn't even playing.
I know. But what they would do is they'd cross the line and then they would shovel pass it off to the boards around the blue line. But that guy's not moving.
No.
There's no energy coming into the zone.
No.
And there's two guys right on him. So what does he have to do? He dumps it in every time.
Yeah, you might as well just dump it in and go chase together.
Yes, instead of having one guy up top who's not moving at all and just static in his position.
Which is surprising because Berube hockey is dump and chase. All three guys get in there. So,
yeah.
Interesting.
But like this is the first line. If you're the first or second line, you should be able to carry that puck and have great zone entries.
Absolutely.
Like, that's the start of an offense.
Yeah. Yeah, you should be good enough to carry that puck over the line with any one of those three players and hold up, turn towards the boards, create some time, and get zone entry and possession.
And yeah, and then puck battles were, like, all of them were going to Vancouver. The only one only two I really saw winning puck battles was Nyes, who was actually kind of a beast last night, and McMann, who was running his own line, own third line.
Matthews won a lot of puck battles too.
Did he?
They
didn't look too great to me last night. He didn't look too great to
me. I don't know. They did a whole highlight reel of him between the second and third, and he made a lot of good plays that just went under the radar.
Oh, yeah? I definitely missed those.
Defensive.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
His offense sucked.
Yeah, but his defense is great. They're just talking about how he's going to be like a Selke candidate, and they're showing all his plays from the game. That just
the narrative's got to start at some point.
Yeah.
I'm not saying their defense was bad last night because it was great. Like they only let 2 goals against. Wall played great. They kept the puck to the outside. There wasn't too many shots on net. Maybe a couple high danger scoring chances, but that's where Wall comes in. But yeah, so it's just I don't know if
it's Berube hockey, dude.
Oh, I know, but that chokes out the offense.
Yeah, but the difference is, and what I sent you was Leafs are 23-0-0 now when entering the third period with the lead.
And what are they when they don't have the lead?
I don't know. But that's the difference between Berube hockey, though. Once you have the lead, it's locked down now. We've never had that. You know how many third period leads we used to blow? It was unbelievable.
Oh, I know.
We'd have a 3-goal lead, I'd still be nervous.
No, I get that, but like, what are their chances of winning or coming back now? Like, that's the thing that's changed drastically, I think, as well. That they don't seem to come back as often as they used to. Like
100%. Whereas Keefe hockey, even in third period, we'd be down by 2 goals. We'd be like, still a chance.
Yeah.
Because they just didn't play the first 2 periods just to keep it kind of close, and they just come out in the third and run over teams.
Like it goes both ways.
saving energy.
Yeah.
Making for exciting hockey.
Yeah. But the second point I did want to talk about is Matthews' goalless streak he's had. 6 games in a row now. He has not scored a goal. He does have 7 points in those 6 games, 7 assists. But for someone at his caliber, his pay, you expect a lot more from someone like him.
Yeah, I'm just surprised he's not scoring, and he's not even getting the looks. It just seems predictable out there.
Yeah.
When he's shooting, how they're setting him up, it's very telegraphed. You know it's going over to him. You know he's going to shoot it. And so it just doesn't seem very dynamic. Whereas before, he was scoring goals from everywhere. Wraparounds, tips in front, rebounds, wrist shots from outside, slap shot one-timers, everywhere. Like every single way you could score, he was scoring. And it just seems like now it's predictable. He's just lining up almost on the side, waiting for that pass to come over, slap shot. and hoping the slap shot goes in. The goalie's saving a lot of these shots now, whereas before, I believe most of them would go in. Like his shooting percentage was so high.
It seems like more outer perimeter shots now too.
Yeah,
not as many in inner close and more dangerous shots.
So you wonder too, because of his injury, maybe he's not going to the front of the net because he doesn't want to get that cross check in the back again.
Fair. Like I wish he wouldn't go to Four Nations, to be honest with you, and take those 2 weeks off. But it's kind of hard being the captain of the USA. Because like apparently Crosby's really like agonizing over his decision right now to go or not to go.
Yeah, we'll find out
because of his injury. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. In the Vancouver game, it didn't seem like, even when he was breaking the zone or skating down the ice, it didn't seem like he wanted to hold on to the puck that long. A lot of like getting it off his stick as fast as he could. Auston Matthews, by the way.
Yeah.
And like he just his defense was good, yes, but like offensive zone just more just trying to get to the open areas.
Yeah, that's confidence thing, right?
Yeah.
Usually when you have a lot of confidence, you want the puck on your stick, you feel good with it. I've seen this guy with the puck on his stick when he has lots of confidence. Nobody's taking that puck off his stick.
Oh, he's dancing too.
He's dancing around, using his big body to protect the puck. Nobody's getting that puck from him. And yeah, it just seems like a little lack of that. So you don't know if there's a nagging injury still. It's tough to say with him.
I know, but when do those injuries catch up to you, as in like, oh, this player is injury prone. Why are we giving him all this money if he's going to play 50% all year, every year? And only give us 40 goals and 82 points.
Yeah, it's the upside because you can get 69 goals in 1 year.
Is that worth it at 1 out of 5 years? 2 out of 5 years? Of that contract?
I guess that's what it comes down to. Most people would.
Yeah?
Because you have a guy that's a game breaker, and there's not too many guys that are game breakers in the NHL, and it's hard to get a game breaker.
Like, honestly, if he does this in the playoffs, like, plays well, everything will always be forgiven by literally any fan.
Yeah. That's the thing about the regular season. It's like, we're still winning. We're still doing stuff. We're still second in the Atlantic. As long as we get to the playoffs, it's what they do in the playoffs. And with this team, they should never not make the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll always get to the playoffs, and then it's like, all right, let's see what they're actually made of now.
Oh, yeah. And if we spread it out, the road trip, they were 3-1. And that's amazing for a West road trip.
Yeah, they always do well on their Western road trips. They always do it. Even when they go to California and stuff, they usually do well.
Oh, but California used to be like a gauntlet where like San Jose, Anaheim, and LA were all amazing teams.
Oh my gosh.
And everybody would dread that road trip.
Yeah.
But now it's a little easier.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think they have a road trip right after the Four Nations too.
Nice.
They have like a 4 or 5 game road trip.
Good.
So next story I want to talk about is Morgan Rielly.
Yeah.
My boy, who I said give him his due, or give patience to him, because he will come around. And we actually talked about this. I was at last pod, 2 pods ago.
Yeah.
When I asked you, what do you think he's going to do with the road trips? I'm going to give Jack his flowers because Jack was right. We just had to wait for a road trip where he could get some sleep.
Get some sleep. He'll play well. He played well. As the road trip went on and he got more sleep, he played better each game.
That's what everybody was saying too. Oh, he's getting better. He's getting progressively better in these games.
Yeah. All sleep.
And with that comes confidence, with him playing better and all of that. So I can only see it going up from here.
Yeah. The only thing is, who are we to say, oh, don't spend time with your kid? He's going to prioritize the kid over hockey. It's way 100%. More important. So when he goes back, it's going to go probably back to that. But I don't know. He's probably got too much pride, like, because he could always just hire a nanny to get up with the kid, and then he can sleep. But he probably wants to be the one waking up with his kid and helping out and stuff, because he
seems like a good dad.
Yeah, he's a good dad.
You know he's a good dad.
You know he's a good dad. So I don't know. It's tough to. We would all be the same in that situation, but it's good to see. Like, again, people that are saying, "Oh, what's wrong with Mo?" We know what's wrong. He's lacking sleep, and he's still capable of playing great games. Look at him on this road trip when he's getting proper sleep. That's it.
Like, he didn't forget how to be a good player.
No. No, it's just so tough to play hockey when you're tired. The decision making is so fast. You have to make split-second decisions, and when you're tired, it's so hard to make those decisions properly.
Oh, yeah. So, 4-game road trip. He has 4 points in those 4 games, a goal and 3 assists. So, he's a point-per-game player all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And his defense looked a lot better in Seattle. He was covering the guys a lot better.
He was all over the place in Seattle, man. He was offense and defense, just like the Morgan Rielly we know and love. Didn't give up anything on defense for his offense.
Oh, yeah. And then I saw in the Vancouver game, a couple times it breaks down the side, him angling the guy properly down the ice and everything. Yeah. I know that's like hockey 101, but he's doing it at this high level against these great players perfectly.
Against the top lines in the league.
Yeah. And it's like textbook.
Yeah. And Nolan texted me before the game, says put $5 on Rielly to score.
I was feeling it.
I was like, that's such a good play. He's in his hometown. You know he's going to be playing good. He's got better as the road trip went on. I didn't want to make a bet because I would jinx the bet because I'm just a huge jinxer. So I was just pumped. And then all of a sudden, he had that one chance where it came off the backboards and came out. Yes. I'm like, here it is. And then he missed that.
The net.
But then later scored. I'm like, Nolan, there it is. And so you won $55, right?
Yeah. $5, $160.
There you go. So Nolan's in the money. So you know that
dinner's on me tonight.
Tim Hortons is paid for the week for Nolan.
Oh yeah. But now, thank you. That's my goal of the week. Morgan Rielly scoring.
I thought your goal of the week was to have Tim Hortons paid for.
That's my goal this week. No, my goal of the week's Morgan Rielly scoring his first goal in... Actually, I should have checked how many games it was, but it's been a bit. It's been a bit. In his hometown in Vancouver, or close to, his parents are there watching the game. Like, this isn't more one of those great highlight reel goals. This is more like one of those feel-good goals I want to shine a light onto.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just him, like epitomizing at the end of this road trip, playing his best hockey yet.
Yeah.
Scoring that goal. In front of his parents, in front of his home crowd, and winning me a bunch of money. So that's why I've given him the goal of the week.
Yeah, he showed that he can still do it if he has proper sleep.
Yeah, and it's crazy how I'm like, Morgan Rielly's going to score tonight. He's like literally the only Leaf that scores.
Yeah, and 2 games in a row, we got defensive Leaf goals.
And actually, I've stuff on that too. Defense factored in all the Seattle goals too. They were all primary assists on those goals.
Nice.
Because I'm pretty sure OEL was the first pass to McMann on his goal, the tip goal.
Yeah. And he was OEL primary assist on Rielly's.
Was it? Oh, yeah, on the Vancouver goal.
Yeah.
And then the other Seattle goal was Nye's tip in. We'll talk about that later. It was assist by McCabe's shot, I think, from the point.
Nice.
So all defensive primary assists and goals. So they're getting primary points all over the place.
All over the place. Leafs D are getting involved. Yeah.
So another crazy stat I want to tell you. So Leafs have only won twice in Vancouver over the last 20 years.
Yeah, they suck in Vancouver.
2 and 18. Well, there's some overtime losses, but yeah, they're basically 2 wins in 20 times.
The Sedins roasted them.
Yeah, they used to be insanely good, but now they suck. We can't even beat them still.
I know. Yeah.
So I just thought that was a crazy stat.
Yeah, you wonder if it's always because it's the end of the road trip and maybe they do a little bit of like celebrating and partying.
Well, I know Vancouver's a big party spot for a lot of hockey teams.
Yeah, exactly. So they probably are like, we won all these games so far. You deserve to go out, boys. Good luck in Vancouver, but we're going to go out.
Do you think Tree Living comes down and is like, boys, here's the company credit card. Go wild tonight.
Here's the MLSE Platinum credit card. Have fun, boys. You deserved it.
What's the limit on it? There is no limit. Doubtful, but I think they have enough money for it themselves.
Yeah, they do. What is it? A couple billions of dollars? Not enough?
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Let's go buy some jets.
You want me to say my goal of the week?
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, I missed you, man.
Yeah, no problem. I'm giving it to Tavares because I'm a sucker for a good backhand goal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that was a sick goal.
Sweet. Love a good backhand. Fired me right up. Gets it in the slot. little quick move to the backhand. Nobody expects a backhand shot anymore, it seems, especially from that far out.
Yeah.
And he just ripped that thing.
And there was some distance on it too. Like he was pretty farther from the net than I thought.
Yeah. Crosby-esque.
Well, those old guys know how to backhand.
Yeah, exactly. Grew up in that genre of playing. You had to work both hands.
That was the thing I saw against the Vancouver game too, where Matthews had a chance for a backhand to the right side of the net. But instead of shooting the backhand, he decided to pop it back out to the defense for a shot. So I was always just wondering if the backhand's really going extinct. It was a shot that doesn't really happen as much.
Yeah, especially in the younger players. I don't know. I don't remember seeing Matthews backhand many shots.
Other than like on a breakaway.
Yeah, other than on a breakaway. Like he doesn't really attempt a backhand shot. So
no. So that's maybe we should get back into backhands.
Yeah.
Sidney Crosby's School of Backhands.
Yeah.
He should create that.
That's his retirement project.
Probably make millions.
I'd go.
Yeah. I want a better backhand.
I want a better backhand for my beer league. Hell yeah.
So next I want to talk about Willy Nylander. Scores his second career hat trick of his career, I guess.
Crazy to think that's only his second hat trick.
I know. And he's known as a goal scorer.
Yeah.
Exactly 8 years apart is the crazy stat I thought of.
Yeah, when they mentioned that during the broadcast, I'm like, oh, it's meant to be.
Yeah, like he's scoring a hat trick tonight.
He's scoring a hat trick tonight. As soon as the goalie got him pulled, I was like, he's
yeah. In his hometown too, or where he was born at least, of Calgary.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
He could play for Team Canada if he wanted.
Not anymore, because he has played for Team Sweden already. There's IIHF rules that you can't play for two different teams.
Yeah, but when he was younger, he could have made that decision to play for Canada.
Yeah, I know. What a tool.
I know. I would have loved that.
But he did go. I think he did go to Sweden and play in his teen years.
Yeah,
I remember him. He played with Pasternak over in Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 8 years apart, scored in his hometown. He played amazing that game, and I loved. There was a couple of 2-on-1 goals I loved in that game because Lorentz was on a 2-on-1 with McMann, dishes to him real quick before the blue line.
Yeah.
And like basically you should just skate off the ice.
Let me know if you want it. It's the opposite of semi-pro where they're passing you back and forth. Yeah, back. It's like, here you go. Okay.
Like McMahon didn't even look once over at Lorentz after that and just smashed one home. Like, we all knew he was shooting.
Yeah.
And then right
like
after
Matthews went in with Marner the other week. He just like looked him, didn't even look at him. Shoot.
Love that. And then Nylander, same thing. Pacioretty, him and JT are on a 3-on-1. Patches just feeds it to Nylander way before the blue line. Just to be like, okay, you just take it. And then he cuts in front of Pacioretty and just goes in, doesn't even look at JT, and just shoots. Like 2-on-1s, be damned. They're shooting.
That's what you want.
Give it to the shooter. That's such a smart move.
Nothing is more infuriating to me than getting a 2-on-1 or an odd man rush and not getting a shot out of it.
So you're the shooter, you're not passing ever?
If the pass is 100%, you make it. But I would always at least take a shot, because if you get 0 shots out of that opportunity, the whole team is pissed. Everyone's pissed. Whereas if you at least take a shot at scoring, at least we had an opportunity.
True.
And a chance to score.
So what happens if you miss the puck on a breakaway? Would your team be pissed on that?
Yeah.
Because Nylander against Vancouver last night made me so friggin' mad. I don't know. Oh, it happens in every league. I get it, but man, that's just crazy to see, and just makes me so angry.
Yeah.
Just slips off his stick somehow. It's like as soon as he lifts his head, puck's gone.
But that was the whole night for Willy. Every time he touched it was like an over stick handle, and he'd lose the puck on his own. It just didn't look comfortable on his stick.
Yeah. And actually, what did you think of the new lines with Marner, JT, and Nylander together?
I don't mind that line. I just the problem is we do these lines, and then all of a sudden now Patches is not as effective in the game. You know what I'm saying?
I know you fix one problem and then another one pops up.
But then another one pops up because now it's like, what do you do with this guy? Like now he's stranded. Like
so what's your ideal line? What's your ideal lines then?
I like JT and Patches together, and I like Nylander on that line because Nylander is the kind of guy that floats or whatever, and those guys work hard, get him the puck, and it just seems to work well. I think I like Domi and Nyes and Matthews together, but I like Marner, Matthews, and Nyes better.
So those are your first two lines.
Yeah, and then I would like to put Domi on the third line because on the wing, and if we got a good center, that would be great because you'd have Domi on the wing, a good centerman, and then your third guy is Bobby McMann. That's a heck of a third line.
And if you get like an actual third line, or even like a second-ish, third line-ish center. Yeah, something in the middle there.
Bobby McMann's a shooter. So Domi could pass it to Bobby McMann, distribute that puck to him. Bobby McMann gets shots off. Could be good. And then you look to your fourth line. I like Camp on center. Lorentz, and then Dewar or slot in. We got to get rid of Robertson, I think, because
I think everybody knows that. I think he knows that.
It's just a tough place to slot him in because you want to give him more minutes to be effective in the game, but as a fourth line, it doesn't really suit its purpose. Like our fourth line, we want to go and make hits and stuff like that. That was one thing I did like about Patches last night because he was on fourth line. He was hitting a lot of people.
Yeah. So like that's not a bad role for him. So I don't make him less effective. And like you have some scoring touchdown on the fourth line.
Yeah. So
I mean, I kind of like McMann on the second line.
Yeah, I'm good with that too.
And I'd be fine with Patches maybe on the left wing on the third line with the new center and Domi on the right.
Yeah.
But that center, to me, has to have the scoring touch. Has to be kind of like a goal scorer.
Yeah.
Because then Domi has someone to feed there.
And then fourth line. You got Lorentz, you got Camp, you got people that can
you got Dewar, Revo.
I've never been worried about our fourth line. Our fourth line's always been good to me.
Yeah.
No matter who we slot in there. We got a lot of depth, so.
Agreed. But actually, good thing you brought up Domi. Domi has had an underwhelming season so far. It's been mired with injuries, but also his play has not been up to what we saw last year. He has 3 goals so far, 17 assists, so 20 points in 47 games. That's under a half a point a game.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just he's been thrown up and down the lineup. He can't really stick anywhere. He had that little stretch with McMann and Robertson where they looked like the best line, but that was against lower teams where they just crushed their other third line.
Yeah.
But when they actually played decent teams, they got hemmed in hard.
Yeah.
So it's just, where does Domi fit in this lineup? Does he fit in this lineup? Is he a trade chip? Or does his underwhelming season really lower his value?
I know, it's tough. Like, he's $3.75 million cap hit.
Yeah.
And it was a 4-year deal, $15 million.
But if he was even like a 50 to 60 point guy, or even a 40 point guy, I think that covers that 3.75 million now, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he's capable of it. I don't know. It's tough. He's a good dressing room guy, like, and he'll obviously stick up for his teammates, which is good.
Yeah.
So
he does have the intangibles. Like I remember when he signed, he put out like the GIF of or the GIF of Wolf of Wall Street. What the fuck is that guy's name?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not leaving.
DiCaprio.
Yeah, I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
It's like, fuck yeah, I love this guy.
Yeah. He loves to play in Toronto and he wants to play here. So.
Oh yeah, this is his dream city.
We'll figure it out. I don't know.
But you can't really point to an area unless it's just like of his issues, like with Rielly, or like, oh, his kid, lack of sleep. That's his issue. But with Domi, what is with this down here? Like, is it line mates? Is it because he needs those top tier players to play off of to help score, like to help him get those points and to help create offense? Because he is the creative type. Is he just missing that star power on his line?
I don't know, because I've seen him do it on the third line without the star power.
True.
I think one of the keys is he has to play wing.
Yeah.
And I think puck touches early in the game are good for him. Whereas if he has a couple good shifts early in the game, he kind of keeps that momentum. Whereas if I don't think he gets puck touches early in the game, he shuts down. He doesn't have the confidence with the puck that he usually has.
Do you think it could be Brube's system too, because he's such a defensive coach, and Domi is strictly offense?
Strictly offense. It could be, and he's trying. Whatever we're trying with Brube's system, you never know those intangibles that are disrupting the way that player used to play. And if they're thinking out there about where they're supposed to be on the ice rather than just playing freely, that could have something to do with it. I think he's way more comfortable on the wing than center. So
yeah, because Keefe was all about high-flying offense, possession of the puck, goals off the rush, and that's where Domi was. That's great. It's his, bread and butter right there. Yeah, that's what he does. So I just wonder if the dump and chase is less his style, and it's harder to create like cycling, and that's not his style of doing that. But he is able. I don't know. We'll see if he can adapt better, or just find the right line, or if he's going to get traded, because he could be a throw-in as well. I think for cap space.
Yeah. 100%.
Which sucks because he loves being a Leaf and wants to be a Leaf.
He wants to win as a Leaf.
Yeah.
That would mean the world to him.
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to move on to Player of the Week. My boy, Bobby McMann, has been having a great friggin' week this week. This road trip, 3 goals in 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
Mint. So he's on a hot streak right now. He's hot. And every goal, so you want to talk about how Matthews scores goals differently? Every goal was a different way of scoring. He tipped one in, rebound against the Oilers, and then ripped a shot on a 2-on-1 in Calgary.
Loves playing in Alberta, his home country. Province.
His home country.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes
they think so. They think so sometimes.
When it comes to conservative,
Let's go into geopolitics again.
We'll get away from geopolitics.
But yeah, so he's friggin' he had a great week.
And guess what, Nolan? Every time he scored in those places, did we get the win? Did we?
All three games.
So it's like the streak is still going.
And what game did he not score in? The Vancouver game, and they lost.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's kind of his fault. It's kind of his fault.
Yeah, it's kind of his fault, but also Leafs' fault, because our number one priority on the road should just be getting McMann a goal.
And then everybody sits back, we won, don't worry, guys, game over.
Exactly. Stollie or Wollie will just get it done after that.
Oh, yeah. But honestly, seeing him on like a 2-on-1, because it's happened earlier in this year as well, I just feel like a goal is automatic. You know he's shooting. You know his shot's a cannon. Yeah. And it's going in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome from what we're paying him.
Mm-hmm.
What a bargain.
I think so. He's at, I think it was 17 goals now on the year.
Yeah.
And he's on pace for, I think, 25, 26 goals.
Yeah.
Which is wild for a guy who's making $1.35 million.
Yeah.
The only one doing better on that hit is Nyes, but he's on an entry-level deal.
Yeah.
So as soon as that contract comes in. So he's doing so well, and I wonder, because he is getting up there in age, I wonder what his next contract looks like. With the cap.
Yeah, you got to think he's going to go for some money, because
why wouldn't you?
Yeah, he has to.
This is like the classic Leafs thing where you have a player like we had Bunting on a low contract, or we had Hyman on on a mid contract as well. And as soon as they played in Toronto and they showed a little bit of skill, boom, gone 5x5 somewhere else, making a lot of money. So I can see McMann doing the same thing.
And then we'll find the next McMann.
Yeah. Dubas was really good at doing that, actually.
Yeah, Dubas was.
So yeah, that's my player of the week. I also did like how he kind of drove that third line in the Seattle game and in the Vancouver game, because it's Holmberg and Robertson. They aren't line drivers. They need someone to kind of do that. And he was all over the ice, man. I just love how big he is. He's just so fast for how big he is. And it's just such a great thing to see that he's kind of growing into his own at this age even. It's great to see that he stuck it out and he actually made the NHL. It just makes me think that Steve's could almost be the same thing down in the...
Could be.
Because he's around the same age. And McMann only got where he is because, again, I'll bring it up, that St. Louis game we went to last year where everybody got healthy or was sick, and he was supposed to get healthy scratched. got put into the game, and got a fucking hat trick.
Yeah.
And just from there, he hasn't stopped.
Yeah. Mind you, Steve's a little smaller and doesn't have a shot like McMann, but...
Oh, really?
Still, yeah.
So that's my player of the week.
He's still a goal scorer, though. He's got the most goals for the Marlies now.
So I wonder if...
happened. He just broke a record for the most goals scored by any Marlies player.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So maybe it's time to call him up. The bottom six needs some goal scoring.
Yeah.
Domi needs someone to pass to.
He looked great in the AHL game I went to about a month ago.
So I wonder if he's just one of those classic tweeners where great in the AHL can't change it to the NHL level.
Well, he hasn't really been given a fair chance ever.
Also true. Maybe next year, or maybe at some time they should. I would. That's just me. So your player of the week, buddy?
I'm going to give it to Nylander, getting the hat trick in his hometown. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll give it to Willy Styles.
He looked smooth that game. He was dancing.
Yeah, there's some games that he just looks great. Vancouver game, he didn't look great, but the rest of the games...
Well, I thought he was kind of dancing in that game. I saw a lot of end-to-end rushes he had.
Yeah, but at the same
outside
time,
of that...
he had a weird puck touches where it just wasn't staying on his stick. They were just over stick handle or something with nobody on them, and it was like, oh, it just feels like something's off tonight.
It's like they were all gearing up for the Four Nations already before the game was over.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
Not a great look.
Or they're all thinking about going to Cabo soon.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about the Nye's tip goal in Seattle because it reminded me of that other talk we had of the tip goal he had in, I want to say Washington. I'm not sure. It might have been Washington.
The one they called off?
Yeah, the one they called off. But this one, so yeah, deja vu. But this one looked even more egregious.
Yep.
Like more of a high stick. And it was a goal.
This one was a goal.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. It really boggles my mind because we know that there's a GPS sensor in
the
pucks.
Yeah.
That you could easily have a height on an Excel sheet. It shows the height of the puck. And then as soon as it starts going and changes direction, you'd see the change of direction and the height.
It actually shows that?
You'd have a height measurement for the crossbar, and you just look at that number and be like...
Does it actually show that?
No, but you could easily get that done.
Oh, okay, I see.
You have a GPS chip already in there. Just program it.
Yeah, true. 100%
and
easy
to
do.
The same thing with goal line technology, where goal lines here at these coordinates of the ice. If the puck goes over that, even underneath the goalie, you just look at the XL coordinates, boom, over the line. We have that technology. Yeah. It's so easy. And then that way, because there's so many times now where it's in the goalie's glove and he reaches back and it's like, oh, it's in the glove. We don't know where it is, even though the glove's in the net.
Or like
and we can't see it underneath them. And it's, okay, just look at the data. There's a GPS chip inside. It will show you exactly where the puck is. We have that technology now. It's so easy.
Or even a better camera view for the high stick too would have been better. Because the first camera view I saw was overhead. What's that showing you?
It actually helps his point because overview it looks like it's lower.
Like it was coming down on him. Like, what's that doing? And then the second one, again, I think it was the one from the other end of the ice that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm pretty sure there was a guy in the way and you couldn't even see it.
It's so easy. Just put a camera at the crossbar level somewhere.
Right.
From both sides, just in case there was one guy blocking the one camera from the one side. Two sides, done.
The Jeff O'Neill quote was the funniest when he was like, the kid's 6'3" and his stick was above his head. How is it not a high stick?
Yeah, so we got one there.
Oh, yeah. That was very surprising that counted. Like, even Nyes was like, you see in the lineup when they were going to the bench to touch gloves. So funny. He sends McCabe first.
McCabe first.
As if it was your goal. It was your goal. Nobody saw that.
Comments, like, it's funny he thought of that because there's a million cameras everywhere and, like, they're going to know.
Like, heat of the moment, you have no idea what you're doing.
Like, maybe in minor hockey that would work.
He was probably on the bench be like, we got him.
They're so confused right now.
They actually gave me the goal.
What a brilliant idea.
So I just thought it was funny, and that goal was insane to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were talking about the trade rumors before, or about trades that at least needing a third line center.
We're going to rumor corner, Nolan?
This is trade corner, Jack. Trade rumor corner.
Trade rumor? Yeah, I guess trade corner is what we called it.
Yeah. But so the Leafs, apparently it's been heating up their talks with Scott Laughton. Them and the Winnipeg Jets are right now the top teams looking into them. There's some other ones, but they're not as notable because they're not going as hard.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what do you think of Scott Laughton? What are your feelings on Scott?
I've always felt good about him. If I had to prioritize all of them, I'd put him as number one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I like the way he plays, and I think he suits into the Leafs very well.
He's a 30-year-old. He has one more year after this one, I think. I don't think he'll be too expensive. Yeah. The only problem is I don't really think he's the scoring touch that's needed in the bottom six.
And he's having a good year.
Is he? I remember he has the hat trick this year. That's about it.
And his teammates love him, and I think that's a good thing because I don't want somebody with a very strong personality going into that room and really changing the dynamics.
Fair, but if we keep Domi, is he someone that can play off him? Because if Scott Laughton's more of a crash and bang guy, and Domi's more of a offense off the rush guy, where it's more passing, is that chemistry going to be there?
I don't know. It will adapt. We'll find out. Who's to say?
Exactly my point.
Who's to say?
Apparently us.
Until we actually see the product, we don't know. But I like him.
I know, I do too, and I think he would be on the cheaper side as well.
Yeah.
And then St. Louis is saying they're ready to trade all of their players, apparently.
I know all of a sudden.
They're fire
Everyone just became available. Braden Shen, everybody.
So yeah, the three I was looking at from St. Louis, Braden Shen. But I think he is, apparently a lot of people have been saying this, but I think he's aging.
Yes.
He's too old.
He's not as fast anymore. He's a fourth line guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't really like him, but apparently a lot of people have been talking about him. But I think they have the past goggles on, and they're looking too far in the past about how good he was back then.
Yes.
That's the problem. So I'm a no on him.
Yeah, me too.
Parayko on defense. Mm-hmm. I think he would be a great ad. The only problem is I don't know how much he would be. Mm. So I think him and Rielly would play perfectly off each other.
Yeah,
that'd be a good two right there.
Very good. Yeah,
and that would drop OEL down to the third. Him and Benoit, him and Timmins down there. I think that'd be perfect.
Yeah, I think him and Benoit would be great.
Mm-hmm. Offense and defense right there.
Timmins has been struggling lately.
Oh yeah, McMyers took over his spot.
Yeah.
So I think adding a third line, like a third pair D, would be nice, or even someone like Parayko, and then it just pushes everyone down.
Push everyone down. I agree. I think that would be good if we can get it done for cheap. A lot of these teams are asking for Minton. Well, they were asking for Nyes, and the Leafs basically said, "Go after yourself."
Yeah, like you're gonna give up Nyes.
Yeah, ever. Right. Like that makes our team worse. We're trying to improve our team, so we're gonna.
Oh, you mean future John LeClaire? Yeah, I'm gonna give him up.
Yeah. So. Yeah, go after yourself. So then they've been asking for Minton, which, if we're in a win now mentality, I would be okay with parting. I like him a lot.
Same, especially if for a better third line center, like someone who's more established in the league.
We need somebody right now because we're in a win now mentality with the team we have now. I would be okay with our team being absolute dumpster fire in 2-3 years if we win a cup this year.
And a lot of people are saying his ceiling is like a third line center, Minton. So you can pick up that anywhere. A third, kind of,
yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly. So as much as I like the guy, I'd be willing to part with him.
Fair. Next, Nashville O'Reilly's still available.
Yeah, and they were the ones that wanted Nyes, and they said no. And so now they're the ones asking about Minton, and I think they want a first as well.
So first and Minton
and another throw in. So whether it be Robertson or a draft pick, like a third or something like that,
or even Domi to get the caps closer together there.
I don't know.
Oof, hope not, but who knows? So, and then the last one where the Leafs apparently are linked with, which I don't understand, is Dylan Cousins from the Sabres.
Yeah, how did that come out? I've never heard that.
I saw it on whatever I was reading. People have been talking about it, but there's no chance.
No,
because
it's Buffalo's future.
No, yeah, but Buffalo wants to trade him now.
How?
All of a sudden.
Guy's so good.
And he's on a 7x7 contract. That's going to be nothing in 2 years.
Yeah, and he's good. And he's a gamer. That guy plays hard, and like, look at him in the World Juniors. The guy gets deep into corners, likes playing that gritty game.
And he's a taller guy. Like I could see him if they trade him, I could see him being the next like Reinhardt.
He fights too.
Does he?
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they would I don't know why the Leafs are told that they're in on this. I don't think they are. I feel like that people just say that so it gets more publicity and stuff like that because Leafs fans talk about everything and their analysts talk about everything. So just to get the name out there more.
Any player that signs long term in Buffalo should just be so happy that a player wants to stay in Buffalo for those years.
Especially without the palm trees and the whatever else.
Yeah, so if you're getting a young guy signing for 7 years or whatever it is in Buffalo, you keep that guy and you try to find out ways to draft and build around him.
Like we could easily go through 10 guys from Buffalo that went on to have amazing careers.
Yeah.
And stop trading your good players away.
When will you learn that it's not a short-term fix?
Yeah. They're in last place. Like, don't trade Dylan Cousins. So that's the last one. The only trade I see that's possible with him would be for Elias Pettersson from Vancouver. Like, swap those guys.
Yeah. I'm happy if they get Lawton or O'Reilly. I think those are the two. You get either one of those, we have a great chance of winning.
I don't mind Parayko either. I wouldn't mind Parayko.
I just don't know how much
it would be. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then also if we could pull all that off with the third line center, I don't know.
What if we got Shen and Parayko?
I don't know how Shen, like Braden Shen? I don't want Braden Shen.
Well, he's a throw-in. Oh. No. And the other one I thought from St. Louis would be Torpachenko. He's a bottom six player. He's like a rough player. A lot of grit to him. Apparently he's a really good playoff player.
Oh, cool. Don't really know much about him, so I can't really speak for that.
That's fine. He's all right. But everybody seems to love him.
Nice. Just not a game changer, though.
No, definitely not. Yeah. Doesn't move the needle much.
Yeah.
And now I want to go on to Easton Cowan. Our boy, his unofficial point streak comes to an end.
Yeah.
65 games over 2 seasons, 106 points, 41 goals, 65 assists. Insanity.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't count any records because it's an unofficial and it's over 2 seasons. I'm still counting it. It's insane. He beat the old guy's record. I think it was either Radulov or Gilmore. I forget. But he beat that record. And everything comes to an end. But I think he's gonna be a future star.
In the words of Nelly Furtado, why do all good things come to an end?
Da 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 dun da.
Flames to dust, love is to friend. Why do all good things come to an end?
I love our Canadians, man.
Nelly Furtads. But yeah, good for Easton Cowan. That's quite a historical run.
Yeah.
And interesting to see what he'll be able to do next year.
And a little insider info, apparently the coach was trying to send him out in the last minute, but he just got off from a shift because there was an open net, because they were winning, and there was an open net. And the coach was trying to send him out the last minute to get him out there to score an empty netter goal or get a point. And he said, no, too tired, I'd rather have the win.
Nice. Love that.
Yeah.
Not
That's
ego.
a fucking teammate right there.
Love that. Fire me up.
Yeah. And then back to our 7th rounder, Sam McHugh. Still on his hot streak. I'm going to keep touting this boy.
Let's push him.
9 goals in 11 games with the Firebirds. The Flint Firebirds. 15 points in those 11 games. And I think he might be invited to camp next year and actually have he will have definitely an outside shot. But still, man.
Hey, he's making a name for himself. I love it. Through hard work and dedication.
Yeah. And over a point per game, that's usually what you look at. for wanting someone to come up and like join the league?
I always love a good story of a guy that gets drafted late because they just need a chance. And then once they make of that opportunity, they just are good, hardworking guys and hone their skill and work like a dog and work harder than those other draft picks to put themselves higher on the prospect list. I always have admiration for those kind of guys because those are the guys that have heart and really want it.
Yeah. And this Sam McHugh guy seems like he has it.
Seems like he has it. So,
and I just want to shine a light onto a guy who's trying his damnedest to make this fucking team.
Yeah, always making a good case for himself.
Yeah. So I got nothing else. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Nope, I am good. I got to edit this whole thing.
Okay, well, I just want a little housekeeping. We're taking a week off for Four Nations. Right. And we'll be back on the Monday afterwards. Let me get an exact date here.
Housekeeping.
So I know
housekeeping.
It'll be the 24th will be when we talk about it, so it won't come out till the 25th or 26th of February. That'll be our next podcast.
Housekeeping.
Can you stop when I'm trying to actually fucking say something?
Housekeeping. Well, you said housekeeping, so all I can think of is that Family Guy thing.
Did you have to say it out loud?
Yeah, but you weren't acknowledging the housekeeping joke.
I was trying to do the housekeeping. Did you notice I was talking during it? Do you notice I was talking during it?
Know how she just ignores the people when she's saying housekeeping?
Oh my god!
And then she just come in anyway. You were just like Consuela. You just ignored me the whole time. You said, "I'll come in anyway." I
wish I could do the whole podcast, Jack.
So what day are we coming back?
The February 26th will be when the podcast hopefully drops. It's up to you for the editing, I guess.
Yeah. All right, that was good. All right.
Do you want to? Thanks.
Go ahead.
I talk?
Yeah. Go.
If you listen this long, thanks for listening to us, idiots, talk about whatever we're talking about. But for the week ahead,
mostly,
I want you to play hard and have fun. Goodbye.
Play hard, have fun.